Got him. He's like 110, 120 yards down there. Oh, that's hilarious. I did it just to see if I can do it. He's not here yet, but he's on his way. He's actually pretty nice. River rats, one thing that I appreciate about these tiny little rivers is they're very shallow, and I find that relatable. The other thing I really appreciate about them is they're often stuffed full of fish, and any luck we're gonna catch a few. So let's go. Usually I do this kind of fishing when it's hotter than HE double hockey stick out, but this is, I mean, it's supposed to rain all week, and this is the least rainy of the rainy days, so we're out here, and hopefully the overcast actually helps the bite. Yeah, I haven't watched a bobber go under for a while, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for. I got Slappy out here, and I like to use a slip bobber just because it's super quick to adjust the depth, but any bobber works. I got some red and white bobbers in there straight from Wally World, and they work just fine because you're not fishing anywhere that deep. Slip bobbers really shine when you're fishing, you know, water deeper than the length of your fishing rod. But if you're going to use a slip bobber, it's not that complicated. All you need is a stop knot, a bead, a slip bobber slipping up and down your line, a weight, and that's it. Like, mine's a little more complicated just because I like braid, and I also like to run heavier braid than my mono leader. That way, if I get snagged, because my hook's what gets snagged most of the time, I'm gonna break the mono and keep my slip float. So yeah, I think it's 35-pound braid, 20-pound leader. You don't need to go that heavy, but every once in a while, a flathead shows up, and I like to be ready in case that happens. So that's pretty much the setup. Slappy's a rod I built. You can't buy one. You could get a steelhead rod, and you know, a 9 to 11 foot steelhead rod, and moderate fast action is what I prefer, or even moderate. They all work, but if you're gonna buy something, I like the slower bend. It seems to be a little bit better for hooking fish, but personal preference, they all catch fish. So I think this is where I'm gonna start first. I'm gonna drift this bobber through here. If I find a spot that looks extra juicy, I got a rod I'll toss out on the bottom. But that's pretty much it. Don't overcomplicate it. Fishing is as complicated as you want to make it. It's also as simple as you want to make it. So drift a bobber through deeper parts of the river with a chunk of meat on the hook, and you're gonna run into some catfish. I will say the hot tip of the day though, bring a rod holder for every rod. That way you don't have to lay them in the sand. I have no idea how deep this is, so it's like, what depth do you set your bobber? I don't know, I'm just guessing. Probably a foot or two deep. We'll start there and let her go, and yeah, it's at least that deep. Well, is that a bite? Or is that ticking the bottom? No, that's a bite. Dang it. I suck at fishing. Round two. There's at least one catfish in here. And I will be the first to admit, drifting a bobber is not always the most effective, but I'll be the first to argue it is the most fun. I'll put her down a little deeper and see what happens. Not a lot. I think there's just like probably 2 or 3 foot deep right there, and then it shallows up pretty quick. Yeah, there's more depth. Oh wow, what was that? It came up and took a swipe at the bobber. That was cool. That's a snag. That's not as cool. Well, now you get to see why I use the mono leader. Still got the bobber, lost hook and bait, but I can retie that and be right back in it real fast. Oh, that's a fit. Oh my gosh. They're biting like such weenies that I think it's just ticking on the bottom and ends up being a fish. Oh man. Hop aboard the struggle bus. It wasn't a tiny fish either. There, oh, that was a tiny fish. He's just pecking on it. There we go, we got one. He did a sweet cartwheel too. Cool. That's the size of the catch you're gonna see mostly in here. Every once in a while you get some freak show that's lost, like a 8 to 12 pounder. Yeah, prime eating variety, and we might keep a couple. I haven't made up my mind yet, but I want to get some catching out of my system before I put any on a stringer. Back you go, dude. All right, let's see if there's any more in there. There's a nib. Yep. That's a better one, I think. Oh, they're all good ones. He took off like he meant it. Nice fit, man. But he didn't take my bait, so that was nice of him. Although we're sitting pretty good on bait. Hooked him in the side of the face. That's interesting. Yeah. Still got his spots like a fawn. Oh yeah, that's where I got snagged. Fall off the sandbar drop and get whacked. Well, probably should have had 4 or 5, but 2's a heck of a lot better than 0. So the biggest thing is keep moving. That's what we're gonna do. Keep moving. The fun part about this spot right here is this is not even the best looking spot on the stretch river we're gonna fish. So the fact that we got a couple already is pretty encouraging. All right, let's see how deep this is. Shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully less than knee deep. So far, so good. Wonder, that bank doesn't look too bad there either. We'll get to this other side and get me a chunk of cut bait. And drift her through there real quick. I love poking around little creeks like this. You just find cool stuff too. Sneak up on some deer, turkeys, and I'm sure you could find some artifacts if you wanted, but I find myself spending more time looking for the catfish than anything else. Yeah, I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. I like it enough to run a bobber through there once or twice and keep her moving. Not very deep. Like a foot. So get deeper. Looks like it might be a little deep. I mean, the bank's a little steeper and you got that cut over there. I think my bobber, or my weight's about 2 feet below my bobber. So it's not even 2 feet. Not gonna waste our time here. Toss the bait in and now we know. Depth's definitely relative. Like some creeks, the deep holes 3 feet here. 3 feet's plenty to hold a catfish here and hold several. Other rivers, 3 feet's not going to hold that many, and your holes are like 5 to 10. Those rivers are usually harder to wade. You can walk the banks, but wading lets you cover more ground faster. There's a bone of some kind. Probably an old heifer. or deer. But who knows? Kind of neat. Looks like somebody's river rafting day turned into a river walking day. That's gotta be a bummer. Is that a fish skeleton? I think so. Yeah, it definitely is. Probably catfish. Let's see the rest of it. Gross. Probably shouldn't have touched that. Wouldn't normally fish a spot like this, but I'm going to drift a bobber through it one time because I saw a fish come up and splash. Can't tell how deep it is. Oop. Try one close to me and then one close to the rocks. Yeah. Probably a foot and a half. We'll see. Oh, there was a gar. That was probably the fish that splashed. And gar are neat, but they're hard to hook. They don't fight that great. At least the short nose don't. And that's all we have here. Oh, there's a nib. He's moving off with it. We got him. Well, I'm glad we made a drift. Another solid eater. What do we got here? Maybe even a little bigger. Greasier looking. Spawner. Spawning male channel cat. I wonder if he's a resident. Like these little tributaries that dump into bigger rivers. Early in the year, a lot of fish run up them and spawn, and then they're done spawning and they leave. But there's definitely also a population of fish that never leave. I wonder if he's one of them. They also, from what I've read, don't grow very fast. Never get that big. So even though he's little, he could be 5 years old, he could be 25 years old. We'll let him live another day. Need another bluegill. And these are fun, but we're gonna keep chipping away until we find like a 4 or 5 pounder that really puts a bend in the rod. Watch that bobber snap under. That'd be pretty sweet. I'm gonna throw her closer to the rocks this time. Any more depth? A little more depth up there. Cool. Any fish up there? Not yet. A lot of nibbly dudes in here. Do I have a fish just toting it around? I do. That might have been one of them gar. He was just dragging it around and not pulling it under. And I'll throw it even higher up. Just kidding. Big ol' rocks can be really good spots too, and it's shallow all around it. But I bet there's some depth there. Right by those rocks. Not much. Hopefully enough to hide a catfish. Oh yeah, there it is. There's got to be a little bit. There's a nibble. Take it. Nibbling. Is he running with it? No, he's nibbling with it. There he's got it. There we go. Not a bigger than average, not a bigger than average fish, but still a fish. I wonder if he just chewed it and got the hook point to go back into the bait. This area's definitely got some potential. Got a nice little sandbar drop off that runs into there, and you got current hitting it pretty hard, which means it's scouring out some depth. Only way to know for sure is to fish it though. But I like it enough where I'll take the backpack off and give it its due diligence. Start up high. Some junk on the bottom. Honestly, surprised we haven't had a bite yet. That's why you fish them, huh? Oop, there he is. Oh. Got too excited. Been playing around with some new hooks. And I think the best way is probably going to just reel into them. So hook setting instinct got the best of me there. That was a pretty grimy chunk of bluegill. Let's run a fresher chunk through there. We got him? I think we do. Oh, he's better. I was about ready to say I think I blew all my chances in here. He ain't here yet. They gave me one more, which was nice of them. Yeah, he's moving a lot more water. Oh, bolting. Oh yeah, that's a nice fish. Heck yeah. About 2 foot of water. Come on, bud. He appreciated the bluegill head. And most sensible catfish would, I would think. There we go. Yeah, they're all fun, but this is the size when they get real fun. See? And this spot looks better, so I don't think it's an accident that we ran into slightly better fish in a slightly better looking spot. I wonder if I run it just a little lower through there. Maybe bonk them on the head a little better. Maybe get snagged. We'll see. See where the road takes us. Plenty of coyote tracks out here. Thought about bringing Skip. That'd have been a mess. Maybe one of these days I'll bring him on a bank fishing trip, but he's not the wild animal he thinks he is. I got a straight stretch of river here, and you can get cats on these straight stretches of river. They're just a little more scattered, usually not as big. But up here a little ways there's a big bend, 2 or 3 of them. Looks like it's got a little more depth, maybe a little more structure. Hopefully a few more cats. I might pitch one along the way, we'll see. There's more depth there than I thought there would be. Not a lot more, but enough to hold a catfish. We'll get close to that. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he dropped it. Little fella. Or did he drop it? Nope, he didn't. There he is. He ain't bad. Bonus fish. Still haven't made it to the bend yet. Keep my bait. Oh, he threw my bait right at the last second, that rascal. Not bad. Tell me about it. Alright, bye. Feel like I'm getting verbally assaulted when they do that. Probably because I am. It's crazy how shallow water them cats will just hang out in. Even big ones, right in the heat of the day. Be a good spot to get a good one right there. There he is. Yep, got him. This is too much fun. I get it, he's tiny. I don't care. I'm catching fish on a bobber. I have a feeling there's some bigger ones further down the river. So we're gonna keep going and looking. We still haven't made it to the bend in the river, but this looks pretty good, especially for a straight stretch. We'll see how soggy I get. There's depth here. I should put a bobber through there, but there's depth on the other side. We'll see. We're about knee deep now, so we're doing okay. Is it gonna get deeper here? All right, we're good. Just want to get over here so I can lean my second rod up and drift a bobber through this. If I was taking this super duper serious, I would have tried not to splash around as much, but I'm trying to get to this bend downriver. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some cats in here. I thought it would be deeper. Probably would be closer to the bank. Yep, a little deeper there. 5 foot further on the cast. Big difference in depth. Oh no, I'm stuck on a stick. That's why I didn't want to go close to the bank. Did I get my hook back? Negative, Ghost Rider. I could fish this. Probably gonna get snagged again. So I'm gonna try to make my way up here and fish that on my way to the bend. Maybe hit this on the way back down, we'll see. But there's also a nice mud bar to put my stuff down and rig back up. Well, she's getting a little deeper, guys. We're solidly knee deep now. So we're moving on up for the moment. Ooh. Gonna have to put my keys in my back pocket. We have officially entered that realm. Gonna try really hard not to drop these, even though it looks like I'm trying very hard to drop them. Yeah, there's gonna be some fish here. And we haven't even got to the good spot yet. Or at least what looked good on Google Earth. All right, I think we're in the clear. I think this is a spot where I'm gonna throw one out on the bottom too. Probably be how I end up catching the biggest one of the day. I'll be the stationary bait on the bottom, but we'll see. I'm gonna throw it basically right where I walk through. Sure, I was bumping catfish the whole way, but got to get here somehow. And I could have walked on the bank, but if I'd look at poison ivy the wrong way, I'd get it really bad. So, well, did I kick that or did I get a bite? Oh, I got a bite. That didn't take very long. Apparently, they didn't mind me walking through there too bad. See how well I can multitask, I guess. Start a little deeper. Try 3 foot. I have no idea how deep it is over there. It is not 3 feet deep. Ooh. That one seems possibly more serious. I got him. Should probably reel that bobber in so it doesn't get snagged. I still got him. Hey, fitting in with the rest of them. Oh, giving us some acrobatics. And he's on the top hook. Interesting. Hopefully he didn't swallow it, but if he did, I do have a stringer. Nope, he did not. Probably slightly bigger than average size right there. Fun one. Easy, champ. See ya. Might have to pick one or the other. So I'm getting nibbled on that rig already. Ooh, that was a little more than a nibble. These nibbles are immensely distracting. Got him. Yeah, it's quick enough bites that I need to pick one or the other. Oops. Easy, champ. Yeah, nice one. See it. I might keep drifting the bobber. The bobber's more fun. Yeah, if you just want to catch fish, go put a bait on the bottom and let it sit for a little bit and still stay mobile. You know, if you quit getting bit, leave. But you'll get more bites fishing on the bottom most of the time. But I love drifting a bobber. I like watching it disappear. That'd be an excellent place for it to disappear. There we go. Not bad. You know, I'm not using tiny baits. I'm impressed that these guys can actually get the hook on some of them. They're pretty dang persistent when the water's hot. I guess they're often persistent when the water's not hot too, but they're a little more aggressive now. There we go. He just ran into my leg when I let him go. It's kind of weird. We will find a 5-pounder. That's the hope anyway. This spot looks good. Like flathead potential good. I don't know how deep it is in front of us. I'm sure there's some depth. Maybe enough depth for a catfish. But that looks like it's got like flathead potential. So it's going to be pushing waist deep. Maybe. We might try to get over there. I just kind of want to see what it looks like on the top end. I'm also starting to think like a man who's hungry and not a man who's focused on catching a fish. Which in a perfect world, those would go hand in hand, but I don't fish well when I'm hungry. I don't fish that great when I'm full, but it's definitely worse when I'm hungry. And we are solidly knee deep. Can live with that. Came up for a second. Back to solidly knee deep. It's sticky down there. Okay. Well, I made it to the bank. We'll follow this the best we can. She's soupy. Oh, about tripped over a stick. Definitely a much different river up here. Slower, muddier, deeper, more timber. Almost there. All right. I think this is a good idea versus staying in the water. We will see. All right. Still nice and soupy. Yeah, this is a really interesting spot. Plenty of turtles. Yeah, I will be back here, I think. It looks deep. Yeah, sure, there's a channel cat on that cut bank there. Or high bank. It's not very cut. Guess I just don't want to chase in here. Nope, he took the words out of my mouth. That's a better one. Yeah, sweet. Come on, buddy. Oh, yeah. A little bit better than average one. Do I want to haul you all the way back to the truck? No, I don't. I'm going to try to catch one further down there. But we're going to fish around here a little bit. I think this is the furthest point we're going to go and see what we can pull out of this hole. Not a bad one, though. Yeah, I'll try to catch one further down. Should have brought me a little inner tube. Should have carried it up here and then inflated it and floated back down. That'd been actually kind of fun. Let's park some bait right in front of that log. See if anybody wants to slither out of there. Who knows, maybe there's a little flathead in there. Or maybe a big flathead in there. That's not crazy deep. Plenty deep enough for a chan, and you never know. There we go. I think we have another eating size specimen on our hands. Come here, buddy. He doesn't appreciate it. Fun. All right, let's drift a bobber through here one more time and then start working on lunch. Or dinner, I guess. I think we're to that point now. Here we go. Not a bad one. Ooh. Come on, buddy. My stomach's growling. Come on. All right, I might keep you. You're too perfect. I just need probably one more, just like him. Then we're sitting good. There we go. That's the one we needed right there. Ooh. Are you bigger? You might be. Come on, buddy. Can practically taste the catfish nuggets right now. Perfect. Fitting in perfectly. All right, I'm gonna get him on a stringer. We're gonna get moving. The more I walked, the hungrier I got. I'm looking at those two catfish and I don't know if that's gonna be enough. So we'll try here. Hoping this spot's good now that it's It's gotten to settle down a little bit after I waded through the prime stuff. There's a nibble. That's more than a nibble. That's a missed fish is what that is. Change my angle of my dangle. Come on, boys. I know you're down there. We're gonna let her go on a nice long drift. I just gotta cut the right angle. Curious how far I can drift it. We're at half a spool, so probably 80 yards right now. We might be beyond half a spool. I mean, I can drift it as far as it goes, but can I hook a fish from this far? I'm just hungry, delirious enough to give it a try. We're definitely over a football field away now. Got him. He's like 110, 120 yards down there. Oh, that's hilarious. I did it just to see if I can do it. He's not here yet, but he's on his way. He's actually pretty nice. Probably one of the better fish we've ran across today. He's gonna get wore out about. He's getting wore out. So he was sprinting at me for a minute, but he slowed down since. Come on, bud. Like you are the one we needed. The one that takes it from a meal to a feast. That might be big fish of the day. Maybe I just needed to be stealthier, you know, hit them from 3-point range to get those nicer ones. Come on, bud. He's not big fish of the day, but he's definitely top 2 or 3. Easy. That will work. Still got his spots, but don't make him taste any worse. All right, to the frying pan we go. I'm not gonna lie, hunger snuck up on me pretty quick. Quick enough I'm willing to sit under a bridge like a weirdo frying fish. It's not really that much weirder than where I normally fry fish. I thought about running home. Probably should have because I don't have any paper towels, but I'm gonna make it work. And I'm gonna make what is likely going to be very sandy fried fish. But again, we're gonna make it work. Nothing like the beautiful sounds of sitting under a roadway bridge. All right, I think she's hot enough. All right, my mouth is watering big time. Seriously, that hunger came out of nowhere. I wonder if it was all the walking. Like, I don't know. Now the real question of the day, will I be able to wait long enough to eat one of these without burning the roof of my mouth off? We'll see. Ow. That felt wonderful. The other question of the day, will there be any leftovers? I don't know, sometimes my eyes are bigger than my stomach. All right, final round. All right, let's see if I can find a piece that didn't just come off. There's potential. Not that it had to taste very good to be edible for me at my current status. I don't think there's going to be any leftovers. I'm probably going to have a stomach ache because of all the grease after this, but that's okay. That's still hot. It's definitely going to be hot. Maybe this one. Yeah, this one. I think it'll be all right. Oh, it's still pretty hot too. Well, I had a problem. We found a solution, and the answer was catfish, which I like to think the answer is always catfish. Not everyone agrees with me, and that's okay. But I'm going to eat all these. I'm pretty confident I'm going to eat all these. None of them go to waste. Might have fried catfish and scrambled eggs in the morning or something along those lines, but yeah, I'm going to make sure my stomach's full and I'm going to get moving. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Hope you catch a giant.